Of UCC-1 financing statement. So you can see we really on point, we ain't just talking. UCC-1 financing statement from the Secretary of State. Hold on a second, get this paper. UCC-1 financing statement. They might assassinate my ass for telling y'all this one, but I'm ready for whatever. See, and I got it set up. I believe this one is set up where, no, this ain't really templated. That's what I was thinking. So, with the UCC-1 financing statement, oh no, this is actually the amendment to the statement. But I'm gonna use this amendment to illustrate some stuff. Now, the financing statement itself, not the amendment, in block 1, it tells you to write your individual or organization name down. And so in block 1, you will write under the organization name, your name in all capital letters. Now, again, this is the amendment. In block 3, on the actual financing statement, you would actually it wants you to put the secure party name. Now, block 1, all capital letters for the organization is your straw man, is your ID. We're gonna make that thing a transmitting utility. Now, again, this is the amendment to the financing statement. We want to add on different names to be protected. In block 3 of the financing statement is the secure party. The secure party never gets fined, there's never a fee, you don't get taxed, you don't go to jail, you're protected. So your all caps version name is a debtor, your name spelled properly is a creditor. So you got this collateral box here, just like the UCC one. You put all your collateral in the collateral box that you want to protect it, that you don't want to ever be taxed, taken away some kind of way. So my point is, there's documents for what I'm talking about to protect you, being an American, protect your assets so you can have asset protection and build generational wealth is what this really is all about when it comes down to it. So they can stop taking our wealth so we can build on our wealth that we create for the next generation. So each generation won't get to be 18, get out of school, and then run to the damn some corporation to fill out an application. But have our own wealth to create our own jobs, our own companies. That's how this really supposed to go. And we're in that position to create our own companies. We have the value to do it. But they have us, when we get out of school with a so-called high school education, thinking we don't have any value or money to work with. When you got unlimited credit to work with, instead of going out thinking about filling out applications, we should be going to the library or to some college to figure out how to create a job, to create a business. I mean, not go to work for somebody, but to create one, because we have the value. Only reason we go to these folks is because we think we broke, we think we don't have no value. Again, I told you the birth certificate has unlimited credit, and there is no money, so everything floating is credit. Now, there's another document that we are aware of. It's called a 1099. Now, this document I'm talking about now is an IRS/Treasury document, and it's 1099A. There's a 1099C that we're working with, 1099 OID, and I'm going to explain each one of them, and 1096. Now, the 1099A is one of those documents they didn't put in place because of bankruptcy for Americans to pay off all their bills because they're prepaid. So when somebody sends you a debt, a bill, you fill out 1099A and send it back to them, the IRS, and the Treasury pays the bill because that's who has the obligation to pay all our bills. All our debts, dollar for dollar, principal and interest, public and private. Again, go back to HJR 192, House Joint Resolution 192, June 5th, 1933, and read it. You'll see all the stuff I'm talking about is real. You actually do have unlimited credit. And they have devices in place for us to pay off these so-called debts when they come. So the 1099A is one of them. 1099A, the A means acquisition or abandonment of secure property. Now when we put property into that UCC 1031 financing statement, which is the commercial registry with the Secretary of State, that property becomes secure. Being secured means it can't be touched or taken away. So abandonment of secured or acquisition of abandonment of secured property. So that means you can acquire property with this 1099A, or you can acquire abandoned property with this 1099A. And some of the property that we think, some of the things we think of, we don't realize that it's property, like paperwork, checks, money orders, like your birth certificate. That's property. Anytime you sign your name to a document, that document becomes your property. So property ain't always something, you know, that's physical or tangible or some type of structure. I should say it could be paperwork, and it can be your thoughts, intellectual property. So this is ways to protect yourself using these documents. So 1099A is acquisition or abandonment of secure property. So some property, like the birth certificate, we don't realize that's property. So when they create that birth certificate, this is the game they're playing. They create the application, we fill it out, we create a certificate off the application. The county creates a certificate off the application again from the hospital. Once they do that, they're going to put it on the UCC1 that I was just talking about, financing statement, and put it on, make it a public notice that this property is out there. But after 30 days, when somebody don't come claim property, that property becomes classified as abandoned. So you can have some abandoned checks out there. And if you don't know it, and they know you got it out there, after 30 days, those who know how this game goes can go and claim that property with a 1099A. Because it's been abandoned. It's like an abandoned house. After 60 days in Ohio, the house is abandoned. Nobody paying taxes or upkeeping of it. Anybody who can come and add value to that house, do some work on it, and make a claim on the house because it's abandoned property. And you can use a 1099A to do that. It's laws to acquire abandoned property. Our folks just don't know it. You gotta always buy something. If it's abandoned, you gotta use it, hire use for it, and being used. You got the right to come and take that property and put it to a higher use. So the 1099 acquires property. The 1099C cancels debt. Now all these are IRS Treasury documents, so check them out. Go to the website and check them out. 1099C cancels all debts. Any public debt, it'll cancel it. And you don't ever have to pay it, because the obligation for you to pay it is not your obligation. It's the Treasury's obligation to pay all these debts, public and private, principal and interest. So don't forget that. I'm going to keep reiterating. Check out HJR 192. When you check out HJR 192 and read it over and over, you're going to see what I'm saying is true. You don't have to pay none of these bills. All of them prepaid for you. So you got the 1099A, you got the 1099C, and you got the 1096, which is just the cover sheet for all these documents I'm talking about. So I need to go into an explanation of that. They're just the cover sheet to let them know the correspondence you're dealing with the IRS or / Treasury is going to be the 1099A or the C or OID. Now, the 1099 OID means original issue discount. In this context, discount means funds. So the originator of the funds. So the IRS need all this info. They need to know who passing funds out, because that means somebody getting income. If you giving out, somebody taking it in. Whoever taking it in, that's income. The IRS need to know who's getting that income so they can keep the books tight. So these documents I'm talking about is documents that the Treasury and the IRS created to keep the books tight. But how come we don't know about this shit? So the 1099 OID shows the original issue of the funds. So this is where the game come in at. You can see, do I got any 1099s here? I think I got a C. I don't have OID too. Let's go OID. This is actually the one I wanted. 1099 OID. It shows who actually is issuing the funds. So when somebody say, so I used a loan scenario earlier with a financial institution, a bank or whatever. We gave the bank a promissory note with the loan amount, with the amount that we was looking for. We gave it to them. they logged it as an asset. So then they come back talking about, we need our money back. Here's another document, another contract, so we can get our money back that we loaned you in principal and interest. So anytime somebody claims that you owe, you should give them a 1099 OID. And just on a side note, when you go to court, whenever you go to court, if any, hopefully you don't have to go. But when folks go to court and you may have gotten an indictment, that indictment is a request for funds from you. Ultimately, court is you giving up some money, right, or time. So they're requesting value from you. So they actually the petitioner for funds, or they actually the one who want the loan. So when you look at these documents, the documents kind of tell you what the hell is really going on. So I got other documents on my website. There's these particular documents filled out already in template form. So what I done learned is when you look at these documents, like right here, this is 1099 OID, and it talks about the originator of the funds. So where in any loan transaction, they have to fill one of these out, supposed to fill one of these out, so they can show the IRS or / Treasury where the funds is actually coming from. So when you actually fill these out properly, you see right up here where it say the payer of the funds. Then you got down here in this block, you got payer and you got recipient. So one is giving the funds out, one is receiving the funds, right? So when we fill this out properly, you're gonna put your name up here as the payer in the loan transaction. But this is how you probably fill it out. So how the hell do we owe when we the payer? And the ones we filled the promissory note out and gave to the banking institution, they the recipient. So the promissory note was actually the money. So if they didn't give us a check back or create an account for us and put them digits in the check, they was gonna